Today's video is 100% a rant. We're going to talk about quality because I hate talking about quality. Videos are not about quality, they're about following the rules. What it takes to succeed on YouTube is not making great content. I hate to break it to you. It's about making content that is good enough, that follows the rules, and hits some very specific stats that we're going to go into. But before I go into any stats, because that stuff's boring, I want to talk about this channel, Eckhart Tolle. If you're not familiar with Eckhart Tolle, he's a powerful motivational speaker, but he's very soft-spoken, and he actually has 1.7 million subscribers on YouTube. He's a published author. He's done a lot of interesting work, but if you watch his content, it is the most boring content I have ever seen. It's dull to tears. Let's skip these ads, and I'm going to show you what I mean.
Don't judge, just same old thing.
This is all it is, and there's hours of this content. This video has 100,000 views.
The same old thing.
Are you interested in starting
Let's
your
skip
own
this ad.
YouTube automation channel, but all people do is tell you to go to 5.
Here's another video. Look at this. The quality of this is terrible. It's 20 minutes long. What's happening here? Nothing. Let's go to the next video.
And it's not a stressful running anymore. You actually don't, and if you miss the plane.
This is all he does. He has 1 million subscribers. He has hundreds of thousands of views. Why is this? Because he's marketed the crap out of a best-selling book. He's appeared on television several times. He's done a lot of stuff to market himself. But people still come back, and they come back in the tens of thousands to go and watch his content. Why is that? Because he follows the rules. Samsung does not follow the rules. Samsung has 6 million subscribers. Why are they successful? Because they have multi-million dollars, if not $100 million marketing budgets that they can afford to spend on almost every video they publish. Whenever you see a channel that has anywhere from 10 million to 4,000 views, that's a marketing budget ploy. So don't take Samsung's views to heart as like, oh, they must make great content. It means that they're spending money. And you can see that in the disparity between videos that are posted organically and videos that have 10 million views. It means they spent a ton of money marketing that content. Finally, and you may have seen my tabs already, Marques Brownlee is here. Why? Because he has some of the worst titles I have ever seen on YouTube. Nobody could ever get away with this in today's day and age and hope to get views if you're a struggling YouTuber. Where is Dear Twitter? I'm going to find Dear Twitter. Yeah, this is hilarious to me. When Elon Musk bought Twitter, it was a trending topic, and look, Elon Musk responded to Marquez's tweet, so there's a lot of intrigue in this thumbnail. None of you could hope to have a title like Dear Twitter and hope to get a lot of views on that video. Marquez does not follow the rules. Here's the thing, he's been making great content for nearly a decade now, and he has 16 million subscribers. So he could make a video about a sandwich, literally him making a sandwich, and it would get 1 million views because he has 16 million subscribers. He has a built-in audience that he's built over time. I want to go back to Eckhart Tolle. Eckhart Tolle is boring as hell, but he follows the rules and he adds value. If you actually watch Eckhart's videos, you learn a lot. So I don't want to disparage this guy just for being boring. I also want to say this is a brilliant human being who has information and knowledge and wisdom to share. Does that sound familiar? That's you. You have things that you want to share with the world. Do it. It doesn't matter if they're boring. It matters if you follow the rules. What are the rules? There's 5 very simple rules. Title, thumbnail, topic, first 8 seconds. Those make up click-through rate. And consistency, being consistent. Why is Eckhart Tolle consistent? Because it's all him. Look at his thumbnails. Look at his videos. It's just him talking. Marques Brownlee is consistent because it's all him. It's all him talking and reviewing tech content. So you want to make sure your genre is consistent. You want to make sure your editing style, tone, voice is consistent. That's all really important. Publishing regularly is really important. But ultimately, you have something to offer the world. It does not matter how engaging you are as a speaker. If you keep putting content out there and you follow the rules and you think about, like, what's the topic that's going to propel me to getting the best amount of views that I can get? What's the title that's going to clearly convey my message so people understand what I'm saying? What's the thumbnail? Thumbnails, you can just copy other people. You want to go to your competitive set, people who you aspire to be that have over 1 million subscribers or get 1 million views a video or more. You want to go to those people, you want to, in your genre, in your niche, right? So if you're a gamer, go research gaming vloggers. If you're a motivational speaker, go research motivational speaking channels. But you want to look at their thumbnails, you want to look at their titles, you want to break them down using the 4 rules and figure out, well, what is it that they do using these 4 rules and consistency, right? Because they're consistent about what they do. Usually when you're looking at YouTube channels, it's in a consistent niche like tech or tech reviews or even as specific as phone reviews, or it's all one person, right? So you have built-in consistency there. Your tone doesn't need to be as consistent. And then let's go beyond that. What does that look like in the data? Well, I have a ton of data because I have my own YouTube channel, right? That's how you're watching this. What you need to look at is click-through rate. By the way, 2.5% is a terrible click-through rate. Why am I admitting this as a YouTube expert with nearly a decade of experience? I pick really boring topics because I'm excited about those boring topics. Like a 40-minute long analytics tutorial is not a topic a lot of people are interested in. Talking about consistency and what consistency takes to succeed in the algorithm is not a topic a lot of people are interested in. Talking about Turin as a gaming vlogger, he's one of my favorite YouTube channels that I spend hours watching. He only has 100,000 subscribers. He does like 20,000 views a video. Me doing a review of his content, that's not interesting to anybody but me. I do this channel and I give you this advice because I'm passionate about it, because I love doing it, and I'd be doing it even if I wasn't getting views. That's not what's important to me. What's important to me is giving you the advice that you need to go and succeed. So if your click-through rates look like mine, you're actually doing something wrong if you want to be getting views. If you want to be getting views and you want to be growing big time, you need higher click-through rates. Now, we haven't even talked about content. Why? Because I can't measure content. I can't measure the quality of a video. The quality of a video is really subjective. And when you're a small channel, you don't have a lot of data. So you end up spending a lot of time talking about the quality of your content. When the quality of your content really doesn't matter, you just don't have a lot of data. And that's why you want to go look at your competitive set, and why you want to analyze your competitive set, because they have the data, they've been successful, and by studying them, you can actually get their results by looking at their thumbnails, their titles, their topics, and their intros. So just remember, like, this video was good. This video has a 7% click-through rate. This video was good. This video has a 5.6% click-through rate. So I can actually go and back. Not every video you make has to be amazing. I can actually go back and look at the videos of mine that did well and be like, oh, this is something I need to go and repeat. By the way, if you haven't watched my video, Why This Channel Has No Views, I actually talk about the algorithm and how long it takes to become successful. Your first video on YouTube, I don't care if it's the greatest video ever in the entire history of the world, it will not go viral 95% of the time. Even if you spend hours and hours and hours making a great piece of content, it's not going to go viral. Why? Because you have to build yourself up in the algorithm. You have to build a presence on YouTube, and you have to get the algorithm to understand that you're going to keep making content. It's about volume. Volume is critical. So we've talked a little bit about click-through rate. I now want to talk a little bit about retention. By the way, why did your video not get views? It's because you didn't get impressions. Impressions shown. So this is an amazing click-through rate. 5.7 is an amazing click-through rate. I only have 300 impressions. Why do I only have 300 impressions? Because currently, this is going to change. I'm going to keep growing because I'm going to keep making content. Post content, get views. That's how the world works. If you keep posting content and you keep getting better, more and more people are going to see you. It doesn't matter, how good or bad your content is. It matters if you're going to get better over time, and it matters if you go and look at your data. So we talked about click-through rate. 5% is really good. 3% is really bad. 10% is incredible. Now I want to talk about impressions. The algorithm takes time to recognize your content. If your channel is small and you don't have a lot of subscribers, you're not going to get a ton of impressions. How can you fast track that? Well, you can do what Samsung did. They spent money to buy views. And I actually do that on this channel. Why do I do that? Well, because I'm tired of seeing 20 views and low click-through rates. So I will actually give my content a boost, and I'm going to talk about this in a longer video, and I will link out to that video after I shoot it. But basically, you can actually spend money to market your content. You can also go online. You can activate your own social community on various social media platforms and just say, hey, friends and family, can you go watch my content? Can you share it? You can also go on Reddit and interact with communities there. Say you're a cooking channel. Go and find some cooking community subreddits. Don't just post a link and leave. Talk to them. Engage with them. Say, for 2 hours every Tuesday and Thursday, I'm going to go on this Reddit community and talk to these cooking people and talk about my content and just help them, right? The more you give to the world around you, the more you receive. That's a huge part of being successful in any field. Doesn't matter if it's YouTube or what have you. So we talked about impressions. We talked about click-through rate. The final piece of this is retention, which is going to be on your overview tab. You're going to go scroll below beneath your analytics, and you can see this was a really engaging video. I managed to keep 50% of my audience, or near 50% of my audience, 40 seconds in. That's actually really good. If you can keep 40% of your audience to the halfway point, you're doing something right. You're actually doing a lot better than me. I need to work on doing a better job of this. But you can see, this is very common. You're going to see these drop-offs. It's not because I'm making bad content. This drop-off, what you see from 100 to like 60, this happens on every channel. So if you're seeing these big drop-offs in your first couple seconds, that's very normal. But what you want to see beyond that first 5 seconds is sort of, it starts to peter out, right? The people who give a shit stay and stay engaged. And you want to see, ideally, about 40% of your audience staying to the halfway point. That's the magic. But if you can keep people engaged long enough so that you get more than 50% of your audience for the first 30 seconds, that is literally all you need. So this is the advice that I give content creators. I hate talking about quality. It's not about quality. It's about reach, which means impressions shown, which can only happen if you're posting a lot of content or you have a lot of subscribers or you run ads. That's the only 3 ways you can get impressions. Click-through rate, which basically means I had a good thumbnail, I had a good title, I had a good topic, I had a good first 8 seconds that aligned with my competitive set. That's what got me a good click-through rate. If you pick boring topics like I do, you're not going to have a high click-through rate. And then if you go to your overview tab, now this is not available in the first day or even 2 days. I think it takes 2 or 3 days for this to show up. But after about 3 days, you can get your retention and you can see where people are dropping off. And your goal is to create an incredibly tight 30 seconds. And like incredibly tight. Your first 30 seconds is everything. It has to be pristine. And then your first minute or 2 has to be good. It has to be really good. Your first 30 seconds has to be incredible. Your first 2 minutes has to be good. That's what it takes. And if you can create a tight 2 minutes and an even tighter 30 seconds, you've won. That's the secret to YouTube. Because guess what? Even Mr. Beast and PewDiePie and the most successful YouTubers in the world shoot for about 40% of their viewers to still be there by the time they're halfway through the video. I doubt they even see retention that good. How do I know this? Because I've been in the YouTube space for nearly a decade. I've worked for CNET. I've worked for Kevin Hart. I've worked for GameSpot. I've worked for TV Guide. These are some of the brands that I've worked for. So I've seen this data before. Not just on my channel, but on many other channels far bigger than this channel. And I hope this frees you to stop worrying about quality. It's not about quality. It's not even really about quantity. It's about following the rules for the greatest amount of success. What are the rules? Title, thumbnail, topic, first 8 seconds, having a good intro, right? You already know this. Having a great thumbnail and title, and picking a well-trafficked topic, a topic that's highly discoverable that a lot of people are going to find, and then being consistent. Whatever you're doing, your style, your tone, the genre you're in, the niche you're in, keep that consistent, and you will succeed on YouTube. Those are the rules. This is what it takes. How do you measure that, right? Because you can't measure quality. I can measure how engaged people are from the retention, and I can work to improve my retention. And I can measure how good my topic is by seeing how many impressions I get. And then I can measure how good my thumbnail and title and topic are from the click-through rate. So if you can get those 3 stats, your impressions, your click-through rate, and your retention, in a good place, it doesn't matter if your content's good or not. It really doesn't, because that's what it takes to be successful in the YouTube algorithm today. So I hope this frees you up from quality. Stop worrying about quality. Start worrying about what's the message you have to convey, the value you have to add. You don't have to be interesting. You just have to add value. You have to help people. You have to do something that people want to see. You already know this. And then you have to hit those stats. You got to have a tight 30 seconds. You got to have a tight 2 minutes. You got to have a great click-through rate. And you got to have a topic that other people are talking about that can get you a lot of impressions. I hope this was interesting. This has been our time today. If you liked this video, please hit that subscribe button. I could always use more subscribers. And with that, I'm going to sign off. Thanks, everybody. Bye.